So what are the anchor point and target points in a negotiation, and why are they important? So to start with, the target point is your aspiration point. It's what you hope to achieve in the negotiation with regard to individual interest or collectively groups of interest. Okay. Now your anchor point is actually where you open up in a negotiation. So I offer a certain amount, you respond with an offer, right, in a sales scenario. That would be our anchor points where we open up in the negotiation. Okay, so to start with, I want to address how do you set your target point with regard to a specific interest. Well, to start with, you really have to understand your interests and know your objectives with regard to those interests. Okay, and now I highly recommend, rather than establishing your objectives for individual interest, it's more important to establish collectively your objective with regard to all the interests. That allows you to better trade off between individual interests to create more value collectively across all the interests at stake, right? It ups the odds that you're able to give someone one interest and gain someone other interest to achieve the greatest value there. We call that an integrative negotiation, okay? Now, as far as once you understand or have identified or understand your interests or objectives, it's important that the interests or objectives be specific. All right, it keeps you from wavering in terms of what you're going for. They do need to be achievable, because if they're outside the range of reason, or at least they aren't perceived to be achievable by the other person, then the negotiation once again is doomed to fail from the beginning. And then they have to be verifiable. That is, you can actually tell or understand or measure if you have indeed achieved the interests or objectives you're going for in the negotiation. Okay, so and then lastly, you need to approach the interest again, or the target point, with the understanding that you're going to bundle or package interests together and trade them off. So again, try to look at the interest or objectives or issues at stake collectively and say, how do you come out on the other side with an agreement that creates the most value possible, even if it didn't create the most value possible for an individual interest. Okay, so that's the target point, how you establish that. Keep those elements in mind. And then next, the anchor point. Where do you open up? Well, to start with, generally, the party with the most or best information is going to be empowered to open up in the negotiation. Okay, so you've heard that old saying that the party that speaks first in a negotiation loses. Well, that's not true. Okay, if you have better information in a negotiation, if you have superior knowledge, then you should open up. You should set your anchor point in the negotiation. Okay, now the important things to know about that is it needs to be realistic. Okay, because if it's perceived not to be realistic, it can alienate the other party. They could walk away because then they perceive that there's no possibility that you could come to an agreement. And then once you've anchored, expect concessions from the other side, whatever they respond, but yourself, that you are going to move down from your anchor point towards, again, your reservation point. Okay, because the idea is whatever the anchor point, your anchor point is, and whatever the other party's anchor point is, that's your bargaining range, and you have to bring that bargaining range down within the zone of potential agreement within each of your reservation points. And once you've done that, then it's just a matter of who grabs more value in the negotiation. But in either scenario, it's a win-win. If you get within the zone of potential agreement, you should arrive at a negotiated agreement. Okay, a more skilled negotiator or someone with superior knowledge, right, in the negotiation is then again has an advantage as far as claiming value in the negotiation. But as long as you have a zone of potential agreement, you should arrive at an agreement. So there you have it. There's setting your target point and setting your anchor point in the negotiation.